Today we are going to talk about the Remesh node in Houdini 18.5. So I'm going to drop down a geonode and dive inside it. I'm going to drop down a Remesh node, and Remesh node requires an input geometry to work with. So I'm going to drop down a box, make it a polygon mesh, highlight it, and give it some division. I'm going to deform it, that's why I need some good divisions. This will do. I'm going to drop down a mountain SOP and deform it. Maybe make the height a little bit less, and yes, and make it an input for the remesh node. So we can see the remesh node converted all the quads to triangles. Let's dive into the parameters of the remesh node. Let's look into the iterations and the smoothing parameters of the remesh node. Usually with our triangularized mesh, we want most of the triangles to be equilateral triangles in order to get a uniform appearance. If we change the iterations value to 0, we can say most of the triangles are right angle triangle and not equilateral triangle. So in order to make it a mesh made of equilateral triangles, we can increase the number of iterations. It will take some more time, but the remesh node will calculate the triangles and make it equilaterals, more or less equilateral triangles, to give it a uniform appearance. We can also use the smoothing parameter to smooth down the mesh, as you can see. Let's talk about the group and hard edges group fields in the remesh node. The group field allows us to select the specific parts of the mesh where we want our remesh node to work. So in order to see what does that mean, we can drop down the group node and attach it to the network. I want to name this group as hard and select the edges I want to be in the group. So this will do. If I go inside the remesh node now and select this hard group, we can see that remesh node is only working on the edges which are present in the hard group. So if I decrease the iteration or increase the smoothness, we can see that all the operations which the remesh node is making is only on the hard group. On the other hand, the hard edges group field help us to preserve the edges which are in the hard edges group field. So if I just remove the hard group from here and add it over here, uh, remesh node will try to preserve all the edges which are in this hard group. So it does that by keeping the iterations and the smoothing value of the hard edges to be 0. So if I just put them to 0, you can see there are no changes on the overall mesh. But if I increase the values, except the hard group, all the other part of the mesh is getting the iterations value of 6, and the hard group is getting the iteration value of 0. So same as the smoothing values. So this way we can preserve the hard edges we want to preserve, and it can be very useful and convenient. Now let's explore the element sizing settings in the remesh node. Remesh node provides us with two modes, uniform and adaptive. In the uniform mode, we get one parameter, which is the target size. So if I just remove the hard from the hard edges group and bring down the smoothing values to 0 and decrease the target size, we see there are a lot of triangles which are smaller than the default value, and if we increase the target size, there are less number of triangles, but they're bigger in size. So what target size is doing is just setting up the target edge length of all these triangles. So if we decrease the value, the triangles are smaller, and it takes more of the triangles to cover the whole area. In the uniform mode, all the triangles on the mesh have similar areas, whereas in the adaptive mode, the remesh node tries to be smart, and it tries to add more triangles in the areas where there's higher curvature. So we can visualize this by adding a measure SOP and asking the measure SOP to calculate the curvature values, connect it to the node tree, and visualize it using a visualize SOP. And in the visualizers, I can change the attributes to curvature, curvature with the small c, and now we can see the curvature values on the mesh. The red bright spots have high curvature values as compared to the black and the dark spots. And if we compare it to the remesh topology, we can see that the high curvature areas has more triangles as compared to the low curvature areas. So that's how the adaptive mode of remesh tool optimize the mesh. We can also use the relative density slider and the gradation slider to adjust the size of these triangles. If I increase the value of the relative density, then it will add more smaller triangles in the area of the high curvature. And if I decrease it, it will remove the triangles from the area of the high curvature. If the value goes below 1, it will reduce the overall uh, number of triangles. I think in this version of Houdini, it doesn't allow you to do that because poly-reduce node is a better way to do it. And yeah, if you increase it, there are more triangles in the high curvature area. The gradation slider act as a blurring or smoothing slider. If I decrease the value of gradation, then the contrast between the biggest triangle and the smallest triangle is not very high. If so, like the size difference between the biggest triangle and the smallest triangle is similar. But if I increase the gradation value to something like 0.85, then we can see the largest triangle and the smallest triangle has a lot of size difference. So it just acts as a smoothing or like a blurring slider for this topology. We can also manipulate the triangles using the min and max size settings. So if we check this on, we can see we get like a very uniform mesh even though we are in the adaptive mode because the min and max size currently are same. So if I decrease the minimum size of the edge length and increase the maximum size of the edge length, we can get to a similar result which we were getting using the relative density and gradation. So now none of the edge length is smaller than this value and none of the edge lengths are bigger than this value. These minimum and max size parameters work uniformly on all the points on the mesh, but if we want to have different values of min size and max size on different points, then we can use control attributes. The remesh nodes provides us with three control attributes, which are target mesh size, min mesh size, and max mesh size. Uh, so in order to utilize them, let's create these attributes. So I will use attribute create to create the attribute target mesh size, and I'll copy this name, paste it here, set the default values to 0.1 and value to 0.1, and put in put it in the node tree. So now if we go into the geometry spreadsheet, we can see all the points have a 0.1 value of target mesh size. And if we click on the remesh node, we can see we are getting very uniformly distributed triangles, even though we are in the adaptive mode. So these values are basically overriding the values in the adaptive modes. So all the points have a target mesh size of 0.1, and we are getting this very uniform look. We can define different target mesh size on different points on this mesh, and the remesh node will create different edge lengths according to the target mesh size values we provided. We can also define these attributes on the points, and the remesh node will check if the target mesh size is bigger than max mesh size, then it will use the max mesh size value for those points, and if the target mesh size value is lower than the min mesh size value, then it will use the min mesh size value as the target mesh size value for those specific points. We also have the choice to toggle these switches off, and now we will be back to the adaptive mode, and we are now applying the values which we have in here. The remesh node also provides us with this parameter, which is the mesh size parameter. It just creates a point attribute on all the points on the mesh with the final target size value. Uh, so in case if there was override between the min and max size values over the target mesh size values, it will all reflect in the mesh size values. So if we go into the geometry spreadsheet, we can see that there's a attribute called mesh size on all the points. And if we toggle this switch on of target mesh size, it turns all of them to 1 because the final target edge length is 0.1 because of the target mesh size we defined in the attribute create. And if we toggle it off, we can see the target edge length is different for all the points because of these adaptive parameters we have defined here. We also have this use input points only parameter. If I go into the uniform mode and toggle this on, we can see now the remesh node is only using the input points from the mesh. By that I mean if I just go and ghost this group node, and toggle on the points and go back onto the remesh, we can see the remesh is only using the points which is already in the input mesh. If I toggle it off, we can see there it's creating more points and moving them on the surface of the mesh in order to get those equilateral triangles. So if we switch it on, the remesh nodes, it's more difficult for the remesh node to make the equilateral triangles. We also have recompute normals. It just computes the normal again after remeshing the surface. So this was the remesh node. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you and goodbye.